I'm Tony Haynes, and beside me is Dave Huxtable. Mr. Dave Huxtable, he is the new defensive coordinator at NC State, and he's familiar with NC State and the ACC, aren't you? You have a background in both North Carolina and the Atlantic Coast Conference.
I do. Coached at Georgia Tech in the middle 90s, and then was across town over here 2003, and then I had a couple stops in North Carolina down at East Carolina University.
So you've been through here before, but it's been a while, I think, since you stepped into Carter Finley Stadium and seen the Murphy Center. What are your impressions now?
I'm wowed. What a beautiful place, and they've done a great job here. The facilities are just unbelievable, and the stadium, and you know, I've been in that stadium, and I know the fan support here, and they can really rock that place.
No question about it. You know, being a defensive coordinator these days, I think college football is probably a difficult job because we've seen so many spread offenses and mobile quarterbacks and teams that really spread you out, and they're looking for matchups and that sort of thing. Just how challenging is it in these days of college football to be a defensive coordinator?
These offensive coordinators have made it hard on us. You know, they're the athleticism of the players nowadays, and you know, spreading you out, making you defend the whole field. They really you know, give us defensively a tough time.
And some guys will change what they're doing with personnel-wise on defense. You might see three-man fronts now, maybe going smaller in the back. But you, Coach Dorn, still believe in the rock-solid 4-3 defense.
I do.
Talk about that.
I do, and you know, have been running that for a number of years, been in that system forever, and I know Coach Dorn has too. And you know, everything starts up front in playing good defense and getting four big war daddies up there to dominate and control that line of scrimmage. You know, that's where it's all going to start for us.
You know, Coach Dorn is a defensive coach, and you come in. How important is it that you really share philosophies with the head coach, because he too is a defensive coach?
Well, I think it's important that him and I are on the same page, and Dave and I have spent a lot of time talking. And we have very similar philosophies and thoughts and ideas, and I'm really looking forward to working with Dave. I think it's going to be a great working relationship.
When you prepared your teams to play NC State, Georgia Tech, or North Carolina, as you said, that other school down the road, you know, what was your perception of NC State football back then?
I always thought that they were well coached. I thought that their kids played really hard. They were tough, hard-nosed, and you know, and just always did a great job on both offense, defense, and special teams.
You look at the facilities, playing in a league like the ACC with the named teams, Clemson and Florida State in the Atlantic Division. So it's a tough neighborhood, and you got to have good players to compete with them. But when you look at the entire package here at NC State, is this a place where you can win a championship?
No question about it. I've always thought that that this place had tremendous potential, and I know that under the leadership of Dave Dorn, who's done a great job everywhere he's been, there's a lot of exciting days ahead.
Who was your mentor? If there was one or two guys that you really learned a lot from, who would they be?
George O'Leary.
You know,
I spent a lot of time with George at Georgia Tech. You know, 5 years there with him, and then 7 years down at UCF. Tremendous football coach in all areas of the game, and a great teacher of the game.
He can coach a little defense, can he?
He can coach some defense.
Coach Huxtable, welcome back to the ACC, North Carolina, and NC State.
Thank you very much.
Dave Huxtable, NC State's new defensive coordinator.